Got another quick one for you. I'm bored right now. I have nothing to do with my life. I have to prep my bike. So, how to prep your bike before you go riding. Just to let you know, this is straight out of the manual. I got a 2023 YZ125. Tells you everything you need to do right there. Minus one or two things. First thing, check your coolant. Make sure it's full. Full. Good to go. Next thing, make sure you're full of gas. You really don't want to be low on gas. Next thing, make sure you ain't leaking any transmission oil. Check that drain bolt. And the case is over here. Looking good to me. Next, make sure this thing shifts good. Get your Crocs on. Move that back wheel. Just make sure it shifts smooth. You really should be doing this riding, like out in the parking lot or wherever, but I get a little lazy sometimes and just put one of these. Nice and smooth. Back neutral. OCD right out. Now, check your throttle grip pre-play. This should have a little side-to-side play like that. A little back and forth. Make sure it's smooth. Plenty smooth. If it's not, you just pull these bolts right here. One on the other side. Pulls this whole cover off. And you can slide this throttle tube out. Spray that with whatever you got. Silicone spray I like using. Or cable lube. And do the same for the cable. This will dry out too sometimes. So just pull these two screws. Spray all in there. Spray down there. Like that. Get it moving. Be good to go. Now we'll check the brakes. One hand on the lever there. Give it a little lift. And just pull. Plenty brake there. I'll do the same for the rear. Plenty of brake. Next, you want to check your chain. See if it's loose. And lubricate it. So you just go from this bolt. I usually do. Give the old 3-finger Sally. Get 3 fingers in there, good to go. You don't want this too tight, because when this suspension flexes, your chain tightens up, and that's just going to pull on this counter shaft up here. You're going to have a bad time. Next thing you want to do, just give it a good spray. Right down there. Not on your frame, preferably. Just give it a quick one like that. I know this is a hack job, but that's what you do with one hand, holding the camera here. Good to go. I love this stuff. You can use the wax, or this chain guard, whatever you want to do. Now you check your wheel for side-to-side movement. So this will be, oh, that's nice. Perfect time to check tire pressure. Yes, you want to make sure your bearings aren't shot. If they are, you'll have free play side to side. They'll be shaking. And do the same to the back. Now we'll do some tire pressure because I'm apparently very low. Like this little electronic gauge here. And of course I only have a hand pump, so yeah, this is super low. I don't know what happened. I probably got it flat. Well, let's bring it up to, I run about 10 psi. Let's see if this is actually flat. It's all pumped up. Grab a gauge. 12.5, perfect. I usually run at about 10 to 12, depending on if I'm jumping, riding hard pack, versus trail riding. Alright, so basically that's good to go. Do the same for the rear. Check your spokes. I just give them a quick squeeze like this all around. Make sure none of them are loose. If they are, grab your spoke wrench, tighten them up. Check your steering. Just go side to side like this. Make sure it's nice and smooth. If it's like all bumpy and stuff, your bearings are going, and you should probably grease them or replace them. Check your fork and shock for leaks. I always keep these super clean. Use one of these whatever, microfiber cloths, because this job sucks. I hate changing these seals. You gotta take the whole forks apart just to take and change these 2 seals. So that's like my little hack right there. Always keep this super clean. I haven't had any leaks yet on this, which is surprising. But yeah, make sure no leaks. Same with on the shock. I know you can't see, but you kind of can. Make sure no oil's leaking out from the reservoir there. And make sure that they operate smoothly. This is not going to happen with the camera really, but you just kind of jam down on that thing and just make sure they operate smooth. And there's no oil coming out of there. Same with the rear. Check your cables. Make sure they operate smooth. Clutch. We already did the throttle. Make sure they're not getting hung up on anything. And they pretty much stay in place. So. Check your exhaust for leaks, cracks. Make sure it's still mounted in there. Sometimes these pop off. Check your rear sprocket. Make sure these nuts are tight. Usually just grab a wrench and just do one of these real quick. I've never had one loosen up on me. But probably because they red Loctite it on there. Good to go. Lubricate anything like this. Foot pegs, keep them moving freely. A little crunchy, but it's okay. Now you just want to make sure everything's tight. I usually just grab an 8, 10, and 12, whatever you need. And just make sure all these bolts tightened up. It's really important around the chassis and engine. And you just do one of those, etc., etc. These I like keeping a little loose, but just because when you crash, which I do frequently, these will move up and down the whole thing rather than breaking the lever. Hit the forks, fork clamps, everything. It takes like 2 minutes. It's so worth it. Before, actually, this throttle housing was all loosened up before when I was showing the throttle grip free play. I'm so glad I checked that out. Next, check your CDI. Make sure those wires ain't loosened up. I've never had any wires loosen up on this thing, or any of my bikes. But you just make sure nothing's loosened up. Change your air filter. Loosen this son of a bitch up. Pull the seat off. That's filthy. I'll just pull this out of here. Caked. So let's take this. That right there. And grab some filter cleaner spray. And we're gonna spray this outside. Pull your cage out of there. Let's give it a quick spray. I just spray all around, get it nice and soaked. And bring it to the sink. Finish the job here. Run under some hot water. Spray this down. Ooh, that's looking nice. Try that out. And you can wait for this to dry. I never do. I just use an old new filter. Let that do its thing there. So, grab this. Now you want to clean this airbox out. I really like making sure there's no dirt and stuff in there. If there is, I just use the little vacuum there. Jam it in there. Gets the job done really easy. But in this case, we're good. So you just clean all this dirt off here. Go get a little OCD like me and just clean all this out. Nice and clean. So now we're gonna grab some grease and we're gonna go all around outer edge here just to keep any dirt out of there. You don't gotta put a ton on there, just a nice bit like that. Grab some filter treatment spray and your dried filter or other one. Back outside. And just do a quick one of these. I know they make some other stuff where you like dip a filter. I've never used that. I've always used this stuff. Make sure you get a ton of it all over your van. That's usually best. And just make sure you get a nice coat going all over that sumbitch. Say sumbitch one more time. Spray it all over. I like seeing it bead up a little bit. See how it's beading? Get that nice and covered. Get your cage back in there. Get the screw back in there. And you line that little sucker right up. That little sucker right there. Tighten this down. Nice and tightened up. Put your seat back on. Tighten that up. Good to go. And last but not least, we're going to check the top end to make sure this thing is solid. Usually do this about every, at like the 20-hour mark. I usually start checking it before every ride. Pull these rings. Loosen these bolts. Pull the exhaust. Now, I need a little bit of light. And what we're looking for is score marks going up and down on that piston. So you see there's like these little rings, these little groove marks. As you can see, I'll try to keep this a little steady. There's groove marks that go side to side. They're the machine marks from the manufacturer. That's fine. But if they're going like this, vertically up and down, time to change that top end. This one's looking good, I can tell. So, I'm good to go. Get that exhaust back in place. One of these. One of these. Oh, nice try, bud. There we go. And we'll connect our bolts. Nice and tight. Nice and tight. That's pretty much it. Should be good to go. This is just pre-ride inspection maintenance. This isn't routine maintenance of the whole bike. So, for example, you're going to need to do your top end every 20, 30, 40 hours, whatever it is. Your bottom end every couple hundred hours. Keep your suspension, bearings lubricated, all that. This isn't any of that. This is just strictly pre-ride before you get to the track, before you go riding, maintenance setup. Hope y'all enjoyed. Subscribe. Or don't.